Hello everyone, so this is part 2 of Homecoming. So we've completed 3 rooms now. So this is room number 4, and I think we last left off when we were, I don't know where we were. I know we just discovered a key in the back of a painting. Yeah, I think we were in a sewing room. There's lots of gold thread, lots of vestments, and as we were walking past, I believe some pictures fell down and a key was behind one of them. And yeah, this key was driven by the supernatural card we pulled when a painting fell off the wall. So yeah, we're up to there now. So I believe I'm about to draw another card for another room. Let's draw a Major Arcana. Oh, so we have the world. So let's look up what we have here. So we go to our Major Arcana section. I think the world is the last card, actually. Yes. So let's just make a note of that. So according to the world, the table in the centre of the dining room, so in the dining room, you walk into takes up nearly all of the space, stretching from wall to wall with a dozen chairs set around it. In front of each chair is a table setting set for an elaborate multi-course meal. Serving platters and bowls sit in the centre of the table, interspersed between candelabras holding unlit candles. Delicate spider webs hang from the candelabras, fill the empty glasses and drape over the silverware, clearly indicating how long the table has been set and waiting to be used. At the head of the table, a single wine glass filled with red wine sits without any other place setting, free of dust or spider webs that cover the other settings. What about the table indicates what occasion it's been set for? What is missing from the table? Ooh, now that is creepy. A lone red glass of wine, or wine glass of red wine. Red glass of wine, don't even say that right. Right, okay, so what is this table? What's the occasion? Do you know what? It's going to be welcoming her home. That's the occasion. She has returned. And someone hasn't gone, let's just say, the full mile in tidying up the table. But who has set it? This is a mystery. What is missing from the table? I say the food. Most certainly missing. And people. Cleanliness. Yeah, so it was either prepared in a hurry or there is something more sinister at foot. Maybe, maybe it's been abandoned. They was about to, set it all up for her and they had to leave in a hurry. Or maybe it was left purposely like this to unnerve her. We don't know. And the wine is at the head of the table. Okay, that's a clue. So, head of the table, the wine is for someone important. Is it for her? Or is there another, say, powerful member of the family? That this is intended for. So I'm thinking it could be either her mother or father, even if her mother is missing. We don't know. Okay, so we've got the occasion. I think it's to welcome her home, but in a really sinister and creepy way. What's missing from the table is people and food. Okay, so now we've got a pull from the Revelation deck. So let's see what we get. Oh, that is the Six of Cups. And I'll put that in behind the world. This is our 4th room. So it was definitely, Six of Cups. Right, let's look this one up. 4, 5, 6. A simple photo album with a faded pink leather cover sits on a shelf. As you pull it from its resting place, you see the name Amity embossed on gold letters on the cover. Within the pages are photos of a woman. Photos of a young child fill the first few pages with short handwritten captions. Arthur and Amity, age 2. Amity's first steps, age 2. Amity at the shoreline, age 3. All of the photos appear to have been taken in or around Braddock House. As you get to the end of the album, she is now pictured as a young adult. She is beautiful, with delicate features and a soft smile, often pictured surrounded by several other girls. The last page of the book holds a newspaper clipping, an obituary. The page is yellowed and faded, but the words are still legible thanks to the protective sheet of the album. Amity Braddock, aged 20, departed this world for the next afternoon, November the 2nd, after suffering with a years-long affliction. She is survived by her parents, Florence and Arthur Braddock, and her 3 adoring younger sisters, Artemisia, Alice and Adeline. Services will be held at Hilltop Church on Sunday. What about Amity looks almost too familiar? What detail do you notice in every photo of the album? I think Artemisia, that name rings a bell. Was that my great-great-grandmother? Great-great-grandma Artemisia. So she was my great-great-great-grandma. Okay, right, let me write this down because I'm trying to work out who this lady is in relation to me. Artemisia equals great-great-grandma. Double check that. I've got enough greats in there, not that it probably matters too much. Great, yep, 2 greats. And okay, so this is my great-great-aunt. So Amity equals my great-great-aunt, who is also the eldest daughter, just like me, or my protagonist. So, Amity, I'll just say she looks exactly like me. Amity looks the image of me, down to even the curls in her hair. The resemblance is, in fact, uncanny. Auntie Amity has never really been spoken about. Oh, and what we can imply, so if that letter was left by my great-great-grandma, this suggests this affliction, once the eldest daughter dies, it gets passed on to the second eldest daughter, or whoever is next in line. And I imagine if there wasn't one eldest daughter left in that line, it would go maybe to a cousin that was the eldest daughter of, like, the aunt or uncle. Okay, so yeah, this Amity, I feel, has been kept a secret. But kind of like a brushed off secret. Like, so obviously my great-great-grandmother lived a long time ago. And, there's whisperings that she had a sister, and, it was just presumed, she lived a normal Braddock life and just died of a ripe old age, but I didn't know she died young, and I didn't know she was my great-great-grandma's oldest sister. So that is a bit of a revelation, as I wasn't told the full story. Okay. What detail do you notice in every photo of the album? Maybe, it's going to sound creepy, there is a glow. No, there is a shadow / glow around Amity. It's ever so subtle. But when you look closely, especially in some photographs over others where, this sort of thing may be noticed more, so maybe when there are fewer people in the photograph, Yeah, it stands out more because there's more surfaces that this glow or shadow can be reflected upon or cast upon. There are shadows around Amity. It's ever so subtle, but when you look closely, there is something there in every photograph. I mean, is it sort of like a Peter Pan thing where the shadow is its own entity, is a reflection of like this demon or curse that these eldest women tend to have? We don't know yet. Okay, so it's getting a bit creepy now. It's getting a bit creepy. Or we need to add together the world and the Six of Cups. So I believe that is 22, because the world is the 22nd card in the major arcana. And the Six of Cups, well, it's 6. So, yes, so 22 plus 6 equals 28. So if we go back to our little prompt here. Okay, after the room revelation cards have been resolved, add the numbers of both cards, which you've just done. If the number is odd, you leave the room without an issue. Oh, it's not. If the total number is even, the house is reacting to your presence. Flip a card from the reaction deck onto the room as if something supernatural has occurred. Read the prompt that corresponds to the card drawn and resolve the prompt, ticking either your cowardice or curiosity track accordingly. Oh, this is good. So let's pull from the skulls or the wands. So we have I believe that's the 8 of Wands, so VIII. Okay, so 8 of Wands. I'm going to add to our tracker as well. So let's look up the Wands. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Without any warning, the ground beneath the house begins to violently shake. The walls rattle and the sound of items hung on walls and set on shelves a crash into the ground fills the air. You struggle to keep your balance as you move away from the walls and towards the doorway while the house continues to shake. You barely make it to the doorway before a section of the roof collapses in front of you, closing off your access to go down the hallway. But open a new passage deeper into the house. As you try to move towards it, a piece of debris falls from the doorway, slamming into you and knocking you to the ground. You don't know how long you are out, but when you come to, the shaking has stopped and you're lying under a pile of rubble. With the newly open passage opposite you, move either the curiosity or cowardice forward. What is lying in the rubble next to you that wasn't there before the quake? What are you afraid of finding as you explore the newly revealed area of the house? Ooh, this is good. Okay, right, have I missed anything here? So without warning. Okay, so we've been sort of sectioned off in the hallway, but a new passage has been revealed and I've been knocked out. So if we look at our tracker, do you know what? I'm going to move myself over to curiosity because we're going to continue down this newly revealed hallway. And I think if we had cowardice, we may end up either being rooted on the spot or trying to find another alternative area to go down. Okay, so what is lying in the rubble next to you that wasn't there before the quake? Okay, so what was lying next to me? What would be falling out of a ceiling? Maybe something buried. Maybe a notebook. A notebook, it's bound, leather, old. The paper is almost like cotton. It's like fabric or parchment. You know, it looks really old, and this is how it's potentially survived the test of time. And it appeared to be maybe buried or hidden in the flooring above. And as the earthquake caused the collapse, the book, was freed / landed on my head. So yeah, it's more of like a journal rather than a book, not a book, you know, that's, what's the word? Say published and printed. It's a handwritten journal. I'll say, yeah, this is what knocked me out. because it's a chunky book and it fell from quite a height. What are you afraid of exploring or encountering? What are you afraid of finding as you explore the newly revealed area of the house? So what am I afraid of finding? I think something that wants to cause me harm. Because as a character, well, this character has kind of dealt with her dysfunctional family. You know, now she's back to find out what's happened to her mum. So it's not like she is scared of finding anything bad out about her family, because she's already very suspicious about what they're like and tried to distance herself from it. I think, yeah, she's very afraid of more like the physical harm if something wants to, you know, end her life, let's say, or make her go missing, because she's realised now there's something very supernatural about her family in the house, even though she kind of knew already, but it's been very much confirmed now, and she's worried about, yeah, she's next, basically. Okay, so I think that's it for that, and I think I draw a new room card. So yeah, we're up to 2 on the curiosity track, and we've got to get to 6, or 6 on the cowardice. So yeah, let's draw a new room card. Oh, this is Judgment. So we've just visited, that was the dining room we were in, the creepy dining room. And now, yeah, we're in Judgment for our next room. So let's look up that. Judgment is 21. You've walked down this hallway several times before, so you think, but this time there is an archway that wasn't there before. Through the arch is an all too familiar room, the living room of your father's house, almost exactly as you remember it from the day you left. The space is dim, only lit by the glow the television has been left on. Oh, that's creepy. The light dances across the coffee table, littered with half-empty cups and used plates. A pizza box filled with crust sits open on the floor underneath. You blink slowly, half expecting to see your father's sleeping form on the couch when you open your eyes again. What item of your mother's has been left here? Why does this room frighten you? Okay, so let's just say when this hallway was revealed, it's almost like perhaps when I left home or that area of the house, it was kind of almost like cordoned off. And I remember it being a very young child being there, but as I've grown up, it was almost like I'd forgotten it existed. I know it sounds funny, like how would you forget a room exists? But let's just say I was like a toddler, and I just have these vague memories of going into my dad's TV room. And then as the house goes on, obviously it's a very wealthy family, undergoes extensive renovations all the time. It's pretty much boarded up, plastered over, and, you know, we just forget it exists. Now, we don't know why that's happened. I'm just trying to explain why as a child I may forget about that room. So yeah, but when we go in now, obviously we expect it to kind of be like the dining room with spider webs and abandoned, but there's a TV that's been left on. There's a half-eaten pizza box. And yeah, it looks like someone has left very, very recently. And which sort of begs the question, how did they get into that room? And if someone was in there, you know, where is the door that leads out? But what we're focused on now is what item of your mother's has been left here. So we're in my dad's, say, TV room, living room, and I have vague memories of... Oh, hang on, it says, almost exactly as you remember it the day you left. Okay, we weren't a child, we were an adult. Vague memories of it just before I left. But let's perhaps, you know, that this house might have a charm on it. You know, when you leave it, you don't remember a lot about it. What items of your mother's has been left here? I say it's her jacket. It's a denim jacket that she hadn't worn in years. Yeah, when I was growing up, she used to wear it all the time. And it's almost like I forgot she owned it because, yeah, when we were little children, that would be her go-to coat, let's say. But then, yeah, as we get older, obviously, you know, she got a new coat. And it was kind of forgotten about. But, yeah, it almost, you know, and I pick it up and I can almost smell her perfume on it. Which brings back all these memories. Very unsettling. And I say this room frightens me because it confuses me. And, you know, my mum is missing. Why is her jacket here? So it sort of begs the question, is there something that's imitating my mum here? Have I somehow, like, walked into another dimension and gone back in time? You know? Yeah, and why hasn't this person, you know, and if it is my mum, why is she not coming out and saying hello to me? Like, why isn't she here? You know, and where is my dad? Why isn't he here? You know, he's still alive and well as far as I know. You know, when I came up to the house, I kind of, you know, it's a very big house. I wasn't expecting to see him right away. But I was expecting to bump into him. I didn't realise, you know, a lot of the wings of the house have been left in disrepair. Not a lot of staff around either, which is a bit concerning. So, yeah, we don't know what is going on. It's getting more and more confusing as we venture around. Okay, so we're in Dad's living room from the newly revealed hallway. So it says my father's house, but I think, let's just say it's a big house, and the dad, he had a TV room rather than a separate house. Kind of like a study, but more for entertainment. So we're going to pull from the Revelation deck, see what we get. Oh, that's a 7 of Swords. So there's no addition here, I don't think. You are taking a moment to pause and reflect on what you've discovered during your exploration of the house. Think about what you've seen and learned since the last time you paused for reflection and answer the questions below. How do you prepare yourself to enter the next room? How do I prepare? Let's double check. This is Swords, it sounds like it. Yep, it's a 7. Do you know, I think I've come to accept that I can't prepare. I just need to take each room as it comes. There is a part of me thinks someone in this house is deliberately trying to mess with me and scare me. To unsettle me. And I don't know why. But yeah, she feels something else is at play here, and it's kind of separate to the strange thing she's encountering. She does know her family is cursed in some way, but at the same time she thinks someone is deliberately trying to unnerve her. For whatever that reason is, maybe, you know, to make her weaker, or maybe to throw her off the truth that she is trying to discover. Okay. Do you think these preparations will help? Yes, they will. As I will go into each room with a clear mind. Okay, so that was Judgment and 7 of Swords. And if I go back, 'cause it's odd. Yeah, that was odd, wasn't it? So Judgment was... Oh, no, I don't add because it was Swords. It's the mirror. Yep, so we're on to a new room. We don't draw any supernatural cards this turn. Oh, this one is the Sun. What number is the Sun? So how many rooms have you done now? 1, 2, 3. On to our 5th. This will be our 6th. The sun. What number are you? Oh, the sun is 20. The sunlight is blinding as you open the door, revealing a massive greenhouse. Ah, the air is thick, humid, and oppressively hot as you step into the room. While you struggle in the heat, it's clear the plants kept in the greenhouse have been thriving. Each plant is massively overgrown, with roots straining against the confines of each pot. Several pots are overturned and smashed upon the ground, having fallen off their once well-ordered shelves. You know that time is of the essence, but you cannot bring yourself to walk away from such disarray. You begin to right the pots that have fallen and clean up shards of broken ceramic that litter the floor. How does the room change as you tend to the plants? What do you find nestled among the broken pots? Okay, so as I'm tending the plants, the greenhouse seems to age. The glass looks a little worn. And kind of like goes a bit not sort of frosty, but not from like ice forming. It's like it goes cloudy. That's the word I'm looking for. It's like wear and tear on glass, and so much so I actually stopped tending to the pots. Tidying. Yeah, I stopped tidying because I started to panic, being like, okay, me interacting and tidying with these plants has almost sped up time. What do you find nestled among the broken pots? What do I find nestled? What would someone be hiding in broken pots, or what else would there be? Oh, no. I find nestled among the broken pots the remains of a skeleton, similar to a rodent, but not quite. To be honest, I've never seen anything like it. And it's worrying. It's worrying and a little terrifying. And given the strange behaviour of the greenhouse when I'm tidying the plants and these weird remains I'm finding in the pots, I kind of want to get out of that room. But we'll see what the next revelation card brings. So that is a 6 of swords. I've been shuffling these, right? No, because that's 7. 6 of swords. This is a reflection card, so we won't be putting anything supernatural. 6 of swords. I'm going to move these over a little bit more because I'm collecting quite a few cards now. Okay, move you here. Move you here. You. Judgment and the sun. You are taking a moment to pause and reflect on what you've discovered during your exploration of the house. Think about what you've seen and learned since the last time you paused for reflection and answer the question below. What do you wish you had with you as you explore Braddock House? How would having it change your experience here? That's easy. I wish I had a friend with me. Who is this friend? So her name is Miranda, I think. Is that what I called her? I can't remember from the last game. I'm pretty certain I called her Miranda. Let's have a look. Yes, Miranda Braddock. So what would her friend names be? Kind of another M. Miranda and Melissa. Okay. Melissa. This is a friend she's known quite recently. Well, actually, no, she's been away from the house, I think, for about 5 years. So Melissa was one of the first people she met. Upon leaving / fleeing Braddock House. Bottom one says 6. How would having it change your experience? I think she would be a voice of reason. And keep me grounded. I don't think I'd be as scared. If she were around. Should also help keep me safe. Should know when to leave. Yeah, I feel as though Miranda, she's a bit, and understandably, she kind of wants to get to the bottom of things. But at the same time, she's like, should I even be here? Why did I come back here? My life was pretty good. Yes, my mother has gone missing. But is it my responsibility to find out what happened to her? So yeah, that's that one. So I believe we are on to our next card. So yeah, we've had a fun time in the greenhouse. Where are we off to next? Okay, right, let's get my Major Arcana back up. Ooh, we have the Star. Let's pick a revelation. Ooh, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, right, we'll do the Star first. So the Star is 18. You pull open a large double door to reveal the ballroom. You slowly walk across the polished hardwood floors, each step echoing the vaulted ceilings, which are painted with scenes of clouds, birds and butterflies. The grand piano in the corner almost beckons you close as you approach it. Without thinking, you run your hand across the keys, pulling your hand away as you hear how out of tune it is. More so than any room you found yourself in, this one feels truly empty, like something is missing. What makes you feel this way? What piece of music on the piano? Why does it make you think of your mother? Ooh. So this is a ballroom with a lonely piano in it. I think because of the vastness of it, it amplifies the emptiness. You can imagine, obviously, a ballroom, by its very nature, it's designed to hold a lot of people. It's designed for entertainment. It's designed for fun, where this is the opposite of that. It's sparse, and it's like there's no life here. And there hasn't been life here for a very long time, so it appears. Instead of being energizing, it takes. She feels sad being here. Yeah, there's I wouldn't even say a darkness, there's just a sense of nothingness. A sense of nothing can be changed. let's just say Claire de Lune is on the piano. It reminds me of my mother because she used to play all the time. Okay, so that's the ballroom, and I think I've got to add together these cards, yeah, because it's Pentacles and Major Arcana. So, I need to, actually, no, I need to look at the prompt for the Queen of Pentacles, actually. What am I doing? Queen of Pentacles. And that is number 13. So let's just do it. So 13 plus 18 is 31. So I think that's odd, so we move on to another room. We don't pull a card. Yeah, okay, right, but the Queen. A small laminated birth certificate curling on the edges lies on the floor in front of you. As you pick it up and read it, you see a name that you don't recognise, Theo Braddock, and your confusion turns to disbelief as you read the parents' name on the certificate. Peter and Thalia Braddock, your parents. You have a brother. Your hands are shaking as you peel past post-it notes off the back of the certificate. To read what your mother has written you. I'm guilty of keeping a great many things from you, but nothing weighs more on my heart than this. Theo was sent away before you were born to escape from the long shadow the Braddock name cast. He was given to a family in town who raised him as their son. If there's anything I've learned, it's that the less I parent a child, the better they do. He's doing far better without me in his life than he ever would have been being raised by me. But I shouldn't have kept him from you. You deserve to know your family. Under note is the name and address of the older brother you never knew existed. Okay, so the minute I believe Miranda has 2 younger brothers. Yes, this is interesting. So she already has 2 brothers already. So the fact that she has an older one completely changes the dynamic. And rightly so, she's very angry at her mum. Again, in her mind, she's like typical, just thinking about herself. And not me and my brothers. Okay, so Theo is the name of the older brother. And yet all the while, I'm just racking my brains at who this family can be. Because obviously the Braddocks got a huge house, very influential in the town or city where this manor is situated. So yeah, they threw a lot of parties, and all the while Miranda is thinking, you know, have I met him and not known who he was? And yeah, it's very overwhelming. She has to sit down. She sits, we sit in the ballroom, on the piano stool, and just kind of like takes a moment to like register, and she has like maybe tears well in her eyes. And just kind of like, it's a mixture of sadness and anger. Sadness because she mourns for the life she's led without an older brother and how different it may have been. But the anger comes from her mother, keeping that from her. Like, she understands her mum has issues, but she's just like, no, she shouldn't have done that. Regardless of if his life was better or not, we should have known. And even though the mother has acknowledged it, she's like, I don't care. Okay, so there's a name and address. I wouldn't recognise the address per se, but I'm like, okay, this could very well be the address of a family that may have visited our house. So, because the address is nearby. So maybe that's something later I go and sort out, so visit my long-lost brother. Okay, wow, that's pretty intriguing. So we've added these 2 together, it's 31, and that's odd. So yeah, we don't pull a supernatural card, I believe. Yeah, odd, you leave the room without issuing, begin a new round of play. Okay, so I'm going to put the Star and Queen of Pentacles back, or my little board, should I say. Oops. I need to start, I think, clipping some of these together so they don't get muddled. Okay, what was that one? That can go there. You can go there. Oops. Okay, next card. Ooh, the Tower. That actually looks quite a terrifying card. Tower. And what number are you? "17. Okay. The sound of your footsteps echo loudly in a tiled room as you step inside. The sound of the door close. Oh, sorry. The sound of your footsteps echoes loudly in a tiled room as you step inside. The sound of the door closing behind you, nearly thunderous. Mosaics made of thousands of tiny tiles depicting various seaside scenes decorate the walls. Surrounded at one point was a massive indoor swimming pool. Long since drained of water, the smell of chlorinated water still hangs in the air, as strong as if the pool was still falling in use. Half-empty umbrella drinks, oh my God, and dog-eared books sit beside the pool chair surrounding the cracked tile. What do you spot in the bottom of the drain pool? What do you hear echoing in the stillness? Oh my God. In the bottom of the drained pool, I see myself, but I'm dead. Oh my God, why have I gone in here? My face is bloated and in an advanced state of decomposition. I rush down to the pool, or jump down to the pool. But the body vanishes. Am I going mad? Is someone trying to drive me insane? Insane like my mother. And the women before me. Yeah, she's really on edge now. What do you hear echoing in the stillness? I hear my younger brothers crying in the stillness. Oh, this is creepy. What's going to happen? Right, okay, so we need to pull a revelation. Oh, Page of Pentacles. What are you? Page of Pentacles. Yep, definitely Page of Pentacles. Oh, it's a long one. So it's an 11. So 11 plus 17 is... Oh, 28. We've got an even number, so we've got to pull a supernatural card, I think, after this. Page. You unfold the piece of paper in front of you to reveal an old painted family tree. It is missing the most recent 2 generations. As the most recent addition to it is your grandmother, Una. What draws your eye immediately is the dark scribble scrawled across the portrait, a branch above your grandmother's line. The word traitor is written over the space that once held their name. You can see the faint lines below the branch of your grandmother and her sisters. Sketches of branches to be added someday but never completed. Your mother has left another note for you amongst the branches. Your great-grandmother never made her disdain for her sister Ophelia secret, and it was hatred that your grandmother inherited. I spent my life believing that it was because Ophelia fell in love with and married her wife, your great-aunt Kate, that she was disowned and disinherited. Once I began learning the truth, I realised where the hatred really came from. Ophelia would eventually have to do what is required of her eldest daughters of our family. But with no children of her own, it transferred the family responsibility onto Cassia's line, our line. Cassia had lived her life knowing she'd be safe and believing that her children would be safe, but Ophelia changed all of that. Hatred is a strong poison, and when someone spends a lifetime filling themselves with it, there's only one other outcome. But I won't drink from the bottle my mother and grandmother did. It's time for change. Don't let anyone else believe what I grew up believing. Tell them that Ophelia did what she did out of love for Kate, not out of hatred for her family. It's the least we can do. Ooh. Wow, it's a bit of a revelation. Okay, so we're learning more now. So we're learning, like we said before, I think I mentioned it, about potentially this curse jumping a line, and that's exactly what's happened here. So it jumped a line as, who was it? Is it Ophelia? Because Ophelia didn't have children. The curse was passed on to her sister and her line. Wow, okay. That's pretty... Oh, I think I need to do maybe some more questions on this, or maybe not. Do you believe this to be true? Yes, I believe this very much to be true. What makes you so sure? I'm aware of this story of the hatred. I'm aware of the hatred, yeah. And I know that she didn't have any children, so it all matches up with the basic knowledge I have. Do you wish you hadn't learned this? No, I'm glad I did. I'm glad my mum feels better. Has, what's the word, cleared Ophelia's name. Okay. So, as we are even. Yeah, 17 plus 7 is 28. Okay, we're going to draw a supernatural card. Ooh. Okay, we got the 7 of Wands. Yeah, I haven't shuffled these that well at all. 7 of Wands. Or 7 of Skulls. Let's put this next to the others in the deck. You turn to leave the room, and before your hand reaches a knob, the door slams shut and disappears. Oh, wow. You run your hands over the wall where the door once was, only to find that it's solid and there are no signs of an opening. As you head for the windows, you remember being on the opposite wall, so they slam shut and disappear as well. With no other visible way to exit the room, you do your best to keep yourself calm as you realise you are trapped. Move your curiosity track forward. Oh, we're very curious. We're only 3 away from 6 now. How does the house finally allow you to leave the room? The house lets me leave. I can't remember how that information was delivered to me about my Aunt Ophelia. Was it a note? It was a Page of Pentacles. I'm just going to reread it because I want to say it's something to do with that information, I think, that lets me leave. Page of Pentacles. Page. Yes, okay, so the house lets me leave when I pick up the family tree and place it in my pocket. It's like it wants me to take the information with me. So before I kind of read it and maybe put it back because I didn't want to disturb it. I felt maybe it was supposed to be kept there. But as soon as I put it back in my pocket, that's when I'm allowed out, so to speak. So yeah, so the house clearly wants me to take this information with me. It doesn't want it to be a secret. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay. So we're one step forward on curiosity. The Tower and the Page of Pentacles. Let's highlight that and highlight that. Okay, so in next, our major arcana is, oh, the devil. The devil. Okay, so let's look up the devil. I'm getting quite scared. Where is the devil? The Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, Empress, the Emperor, Hierophant, Lovers, Chariot, Strength, Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, Justice, Hangman, Death. Oh, Devil is 16. So you are 16. You have been walking up and down this hallway, opening door after door for nearly an hour, if your watch is to be trusted. With every door you open, you grow more and more frustrated as you find nothing behind any of them. Dozens of doors line each side the hall, and not a single one has anything behind it. You're getting ready to abandon this hallway for another section of the house, but something keeps you beckoning you forward, urging you to open more doors. You can't bring yourself to leave until you've opened every one. How long does it take you to open all the doors in the hallway? I know it takes me an hour, so I think it could be longer or shorter. So time is operating very strangely in this house.